What's up, YouTube? So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Miami Dolphins offense from week 2 against the Buffalo Bills. So, yeah. I just recorded the defensive one. They're probably going to come out on separate days. I'll probably do the defensive one today. This one will probably come out tomorrow, most likely. Maybe later today. I don't know. Kind of depends on whenever I edit them and get them rendered and everything like that. We'll see. But overall, like I said in the defensive video, I like the energy we had a lot better. We really gave Buffalo a fight. And it did look a lot better. Our defense definitely had some problems, so did our offense. But one thing I loved was Mike Gesicki. He was amazing all game long. Let me see a stat line for him. 130 yards, a touchdown with 8 catches. And he was making amazing catches all game long. He's really coming to his own this year, like, for real. Preston Williams had some pretty rough plays throughout the game. Wasn't really creating separation. He really wasn't against New England either. And he had some drops that really hurt us, especially in the end zone later in the game. So, let's go ahead and get into this. I don't know how long this is going to be. I didn't end up watching the whole game on film with the defense because I kind of had the same opinion throughout. I don't know what we'll do with the offense. We'll see. Also, one thing that kind of surprises me too is that I still have all this footage because the power outage. I thought there'd be a problem, but there isn't. Also, what is the strategy of coming out with Jordan Howard and then barely using him for the rest of the game? Like, both games, we've had him for the first drive, and then the rest of the game, we use him only for goal line situations. I don't understand. Then we just use Myles Gaskin the rest of the game, and once in a while, Matt Breida for relief. I don't get it. Yeah, I like Gesicki. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Little end around with Jakeem Grant there. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. I'd like to see a little bit more of Jakeem Grant in general. Yeah, he just kind of missed there. Ryan Fitzpatrick will do that. So, again, Ryan Fitzpatrick vision's never always been the best. We had some options open. You just didn't see them. Granted, the pass rush was pretty heavy, so that's why. But I might not watch too much on the first half of our offense because our offense was pretty so-so, honestly, in the first half. Let's go ahead and look for like the big things in the first half. 13 yards for Myles Gaskin. Let's do that. And then the second half, we'll go in heavy. Because the second half, like after the power outage, is when we really came into our own and really started fighting hard. By the way, I'm really liking Myles Gaskin. But now I really wish we would have drafted Zach Moss instead of getting Matt Breida and Jordan Howard. If we would have just had him to be our smaller, speedier running back and then had Zach Moss to be our power guy, that would have been a pretty good one too. But, whatever. Take a look at this. Yeah. This was a great catch from Preston Williams. Like, he was so up and down, it's not even funny. He's like a poor man's Mike Evans a little bit, where he'll make these types of catches, but then drop wide open shit. Mike Evans likes to do that too. We'll watch this goal line thing. Yeah. It actually wasn't a terrible throw. Was that Adam Shaheen? There's a reason why he's mostly a blocking tight end. I mean, he can catch, he can be a target for us, but he is mostly here to block. But he did need to catch that, because that was a decent throw. Nice. I do like Devontae Parker in the red zone. I do. Okay, let's get to the second quarter. Let's take a look at this. And I've seen something, too, I want to take a look at. Nice little route. Sat perfectly in between the zones. Nice little curl. Not mad at that at all. But he didn't get nowhere. But I do want to look at this just because it's Lynn Bowden. I want to see us use him a little more. I know this was like -1 yards, but I think he could be really good for us. I really do. I think we should use him and Jakeem Grant more. I mean, yeah, the Bills, like that was not Lynn Bowden's fault. Like the Bills just read that. They had the perfect defense set up for that. But I think we need to use him, Jakeem Grant, more because, like I said, Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, and even Mike Gesicki, they're all big-bodied targets. We use an Isaiah Ford for a little bit of a smaller guy, but one thing I think we're really missing on our offense a lot of times is speed, and it's not that we don't have it. We have Jakeem Grant and Lynn Bowden who are fast as shit. Let's use them. And nothing else, use them as a decoy because they have to cover it. They have to. They're too fucking fast not to. They don't want to cover it. That's their ass. All right, let's take a look at this sack. Let's go ahead straight to this view. It's kind of a coverage sack. It's actually a big, partially Ryan Fitzpatrick's fault. But, let's see what happens. Ed Oliver versus Eric Flowers. Eric Flowers actually got his hands inside there. I want to see it from the other angle. So I really couldn't see Ed Oliver's hands there. Has Ed Oliver improved his hands? He might have improved his hands. Holy shit. Got his hands inside. Nah, he just kind of disengaged. Reached out for him. Ryan Fitzpatrick was able to kind of scramble out. No one open, though. He really, once he got out, either should have tried to get it here or tried to throw it away. But he kind of took the sack instead, so yeah. Here's what it is there. Let's take a look at this. Like I said, Myles Gaskin had some pretty good play, but the blocking there was pretty good. We just need to do that more consistently. And to be fair, our offensive line has actually played decently. It's not awful. I still think we need to work a little bit, especially on this side. But overall, I think it's pretty decent. Definitely better than last year by default. But this is a good little blocking scheme. Good vision from Myles Gaskin there. His vision's always been pretty solid. Yeah. I think the next play is something I want to watch too, right? Yeah. Pass to Mike Gesicki. Then I think we switch to the second half, and then we'll watch a little bit closer. Good from Ryan Fitzpatrick, too. Steps up to avoid the pressure, gets that ball off just before he gets hit, and throws a dime right to Mike Gesicki. Let's watch this again. Ed Oliver was about to murder him, and he threw that across his body. It was a good play. Don't advise doing that. Any young quarterbacks watching, don't do that. I mean, if it works, cool, but most of the time it doesn't. Oh, my voice cracked there. Jesus Christ. To be fair, I'm recording the offensive and defensive ones back to back. Like I haven't even stood up. So, take a sip of my drink. All right, cool. Yeah, you just kind of missed there. Looked like you sort of threw that away too. It's one thing I wish Ryan Fitzpatrick would do a little more consistently. Nice. How did he get open like that? Yeah, he kind of just played off of him. Well, if they're giving you that much space, you really ain't got to do shit. Just run your route straight. Nice. Of course, Mike Gesicki again, though. Like, he had coverage all over him, but he just made a great catch. I think Mike Gesicki and Christian Wilkins are probably my favorite players on this team right now. I'm not going to lie to you. And Myles Gaskin's starting to get up there, too. That was a nice little sidearm pass. Something you see Stafford do quite a bit. Nice and accurate, too. Got it to where only the receiver could get it. By the way, I'm happy Devontae Parker played. But him being a game-time decision kind of fucked me up in fantasy. Not going to lie to you. Because I got nervous and didn't start him. But whatever. We'll talk about fantasy in another video. I record that right after, too. Let's watch this from the other angle. Nice blocking. Like I said, the offensive line as a unit is looking pretty solid. We're still kind of messing around with who's going to be starting where and everything like that. Like Eric Flowers was over on the right side last week, and like we're going to be messing around with some of these things, but you know, we'll figure it out. Usually you figure those things out in preseason, but that's not an option this year, so. Oh, that was nice. Just watching him bounce out like that was. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want Myles Gaskin to be our number one guy forever. I don't. Because I like him, but I think he needs to have a rotational guy. I thought that'd be Jordan Howard or Matt Breida, but we're really not using him like I thought we would. Myles Gaskin's out now. I think that's Breida. But we just don't seem to get the same kind of success that we do when we have Myles Gaskin out there. That's probably why Brian Flores is going with him. Probably sees some stuff in practice that he's not seeing from the others. Yeah. It's just Preston Williams not really able to separate. Granted, that is Tre'Davious White. To be fair. Okay, let's go. Back starting to hurt from this damn chair. Nice. Nice throw to Isaiah Ford there. Some of those passes, there's just not a whole lot to break down, to be honest. If you watch my Joe Burrow video, then I did the same thing with him. Like when it's just like short little passes, not really a whole lot to break down. That was beautiful. He dropped that in a bucket. He had to make sure to get it over this guy and before the safety came over, and he just got that perfectly in there to Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki made another fantastic catch. Yeah, let's watch that from the other angle too, so we can see Mike Gesicki's catch a little bit better. Oh, love him. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't that. I haven't been that big on him the last couple of years. I mean, he's been cool, and I was excited when we drafted him. But also, tight ends usually take a couple years to develop, too. It's one of those positions. But he's finally definitely coming into his own this year. He's looking really good. Nice. Good catch from Devontae Parker. Nice. Good job getting that ball out there, but Bills read that perfectly. But good job from Ryan Fitzpatrick just getting that ball out. Oh, yeah. Luckily, Ed Oliver was okay. But he did trip him, for sure. Nowhere to really go there. We just don't get that much push when we put Jordan Howard out there. We just don't. Oh, that catch was amazing. But the thing is, like, we're just not really much of a power running team, so that's why Jordan Howard's kind of struggling, I think. But let's watch it from this angle, man. I gotta see that. This catch was fantastic. I jumped off my couch when I seen this. Oh, that's such a beautiful catch, man. And running the opposite direction to where he extended his hand, like, oh, that's fantastic. Oh, smallest little crease there and ran through it. I like it. There you go. They're trying to use Jordan Howard. Good job from Isaiah. I mean, Ed Oliver, Jesus. Isaiah Oliver. Good job, Rob. This is an interesting formation here. You know what I would have liked to see? Because I don't like the goal line fade. I mean, it can work sometimes. And I get it because most of our receiving talent is big-bodied guys. But what I would have liked to see, you get Mike Gesicki out there and everything like that. One thing that would be cool, too, is if we put, like, Lynn Bowden or Jakeem Grant here and did a Wildcat. That'd be cool. Or, instead of Chandler Cox here at fullback, if you put in, like, Christian Wilkins and then just ran through them. Maybe, even if it's not Christian Wilkins, do that with somebody. Do that with Raekwon Davis. That'd be cool, too. But, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the goal line fade. Doesn't work most of the time. Yeah, that's the pass, I think, that pisses me off a little bit. Yeah. I think him not catching that really hurts us later. Yeah. And that was a 4th down, too, so. All right, we're done with the 3rd quarter. Good. How many drives we got? 1, 2, 3. All right, 3 drives. Okay. Let's get through them. How long have I been recording this video? Okay, that's not too bad. That was gorgeous. That is such a tight window throw. I wouldn't advise doing that. But that ball, if you're going to make that throw, I mean, he should have thrown it here. But if you were going to make that throw, it has to be perfect. But he really should have thrown the Durham Smythe or Matt Breida. But if you're going to make that throw, it has to be dead on. Because you got to get it past the linebacker. You got to get past this guy. But he just squeezed that ball in there perfectly. He was almost quadruple covered. Cobbled. Good job. Like I said, our run blocking looks good at times. It's just not consistent. That was a good scheme, and we got some decent yards there, but we just gotta get more consistent. That's all. That looks good. Alright, someone down. Finds the hole there. Nice. Hang on to that ball a little tighter though. Ends up being fine, but still. Of course, my neighbor's got to start cutting their grass right now. Nice. Don't got much to say there, though. I just love how we just still continued to fight no matter what. We didn't really give up until we didn't get that onside kick. And then it was kind of over at that point. But we kept fighting. I love to see that. Nice. Our running game just looks better with Gaskin. It does. I wasn't expecting that coming into the season. He's definitely made some major jumps in the off season for sure, which is surprising because there was a limited off season. But still, our offensive line is also much better too, so that helps. Wouldn't mind seeing Patrick Laird get a little bit more snaps too, just to kind of see what he looks like with an improved offensive line. That was just inaccurate, and just don't make that though. That's just a bad decision too. We got lucky they didn't get picked. Ryan Fitzpatrick will do that to you though. Lost his shoe, lost his helmet in this game. I like the decision to scramble here, though. Doesn't end up getting to the end zone, but still. Nice. Been critical of Jordan Howard, but that is where I do like him on the goal line. I ain't trying to watch PAT, man. Let's take a look. Oh, you kind of threw that one away. And we were kind of looking for a... yeah, I think we did get the pass interference or the hold. Or something. There was a penalty. Legal use of hands. There was something. Right? I know I've seen the flag. But it was on Tre'Davious White, right? Illegal contact. There it is. All right, let's get to the next one then. Since it's a sack, we'll just go ahead and go straight to this view. Yeah, and this is kind of what I was talking about in the defense. what I kind of wanted to see us do is just disguise better blitzes and get a little bit more creative. So the defensive tackles, well, the defensive line are pushing this direction, but they're disguising the fact that their defensive back is also coming in on a blitz, and he makes a sharp cut and ends up getting some pressure and ends up getting them. So I'd like to see us blitz a safety here and there. Like put out Brandon Jones out there and let him blitz the quarterback, see what happens. Or even blitz Eric Rowe or do whatever. Mix things up a little better. Yeah. Got lucky that I didn't get picked off. That's all I can say. Like I said, Ryan Fitzpatrick could do those types of things sometimes. That's just the type of quarterback he is. Just a gunslinger. Another great play by Gaskin. Or at least solid play. Yeah, we'll watch it from this angle. That's fine. Nice little dump off pass, but ends up getting some good yak off it. Unfortunately, not enough because of the sack, but you know, it is what it is. And this is the last drive. Let's do it. What time are you looking at? Half hour? That's fine. Who knows how long this is going to be by the end? Who knows how long it's going to take me to get through this drive? I really like Myles Gaskin's continued use in the passing game too. This is something when if you go back and watch my Myles Gaskin film session I did a little while back when I was looking at all the running backs on our team. If you go back and watch that, that's one thing I was really wanting to see more of is us use him in the passing game more. Because like Patrick Laird, we were actually putting him out at wide receiver. We were using him for those types of things. We really weren't doing that when we put Gaskin out there, but we are this year. And I'm really happy to see that because he was my favorite running back from last year's running back group. So, yeah. Nice little catch from Isaiah Ford here. Nice. Good throw. Got it over the head of the linebacker. I mean, he wasn't that close, but still, with Ryan Fitzpatrick, you got to be worried sometimes. But I got that perfect. Mike Gesicki, another good play. That was a great job of getting rid of that ball. Like, let's watch from this angle. That was fantastic. I remember seeing that live, and I was, yeah. And still got it accurately to Myles Gaskin, which, yeah, he was wide open, but that little shuffle pass as he was going down, that was kind of Ben Roethlisberger-esque. Flag, whatever. I ain't here to break down a flag. Just not. Yeah, Gaskin. There you go. That works too. I like Isaiah Ford's role here. And like I said, this is kind of why I want to use Shaquem Grant or Lynn Bowden a little bit better just to mix in some speed. But Isaiah Ford kind of gives us something too because he is our sort of our slot receiver kind of by default a little bit, but he gives us a change of pace for our receivers. Because like I said, Gesicki, Preston Williams, and Devontae Parker are all big-bodied targets, and that's cool. But we're using Isaiah Ford for when we are looking for one of the smaller guys to make a play. And I like that matchup. I also, like I said, I just really wish we'd use Jakeem Grant and Lynn Bowden a little more, especially Jakeem Grant. Lynn Bowden just got here. He's a rookie, so I understand, I guess. But Jakeem Grant's been here for a minute, and when he's on the field, he's always done pretty well. So, yeah, I'd like to see us use him a little bit more on offense. Also, I'd like to see Lynn Bowden more on kick return. Nice little dump off past the Gaskin. Good job getting out of bounds. Good awareness there. Clock management. Another pass to Mike Gesicki there. I think Gesicki is our most consistent receiving target. Isaiah Ford had a really good day too, though. So did Devontae Parker. Might go ahead and look at the numbers again real quick too after this is over. And Ryan Fitzpatrick had a very Ryan Fitzpatrick type day. Another fantastic catch from Mike Gesicki. Just ripped that straight out the defender's hands. That was Tre'Davious White too. Yeah, we went for this. Beautiful throw in the end. Preston Williams kind of redeemed himself a little bit there. And he didn't have a bad day. It's really just that one dropped pass that really hurt us. It happens. But, yeah. That's it, right? I think so. Yeah, I'm not trying to watch the onside kick. I know we didn't get it, so it's fine. Yeah, Myles Gaskin got 46 rushing yards. What was his receiving? 36. So that's a pretty good game. That's what, 80 some total yards. That's pretty good. Not great, but solid. Especially because our offensive line is inconsistent. But as far as receiving goes, Isaiah Ford, yeah, he got 7 catches, 76 yards. It's a pretty productive day. Like I said, Devontae Parker got a touchdown with 5 catches, 53 yards. Preston Williams only had the 1 catch. He had a really hard time creating separation, and he did have a couple drops as well. So that is something we got to improve. I didn't even notice Adam Shaheen had a catch. I know he dropped that 1 pass in the end zone. Tough catch, but still. But overall, like I said, most of my opinions of the offense were fairly positive. Like I said, Ryan Fitzpatrick did Ryan Fitzpatrick things. He threw some passes that he probably shouldn't have. He'll do that from time to time. He'll miss some throws. But overall, I liked what I seen from our offense for the most part. So hopefully we just continue to work on these things, get more consistent. I think we should try to do a better job utilizing the running backs we have. Not just put it all on Myles Gaskin, because let's see the rushing numbers. Matt Breida actually had a pretty good day too. He actually had the same amount of carries. I did not realize that. It didn't seem like it. It seemed like even though they had the same amount of carries, it seems like Gaskin was out there so much more. And the 6 catches helped with that. But it just seemed like they were using him a lot more. But yeah, I guess we're on to Jacksonville. But I'm not gonna hold you guys too much longer because it's already 40 minutes, and my back is screaming at me. So yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.